Ulcers, who's experienced ulcers? Yeah, a lot of you have. So essentially they're just open wounds in the stomach of a horse. They're really common, 70% of thoroughbred racehorses, 90% of endurance horses. There's all these numbers bandied around, but essentially it's a lot of horses in work that have ulcers. And leisure and show horses, and even horses just at pasture, can get ulcers. Because remember we were talking about the stomach, they don't have an off switch for the gastric acid, and then they don't have any protection in the top part of the stomach. It's all because of that. So exercise, and especially exercise on an empty stomach, low forage diets, extended periods of time without feed, things like transport, stabling, restricted access to water, and stress have all been identified as risk factors for gastric ulcers. And the risk of the disease seems to increase with increasing periods of time in work. So the longer you've got a horse in work, the more risk it has of having ulcers. Ulceration can occur very, very quickly, unfortunately, and they can occur both in the upper and lower regions of the stomach. Ulcers in the upper region are the focus here. So I'm not talking about the ones in the lower region. Usually happen because you've had a horse on bute for a long period of time, and possibly for other reasons, but they're not the ones that I'm focusing on here. I'm focusing on the ones in the upper region, which the technical term for them is equine squamous gastric ulcer syndrome, or ESGUS, but don't worry too much about that. There's a vet, Ben Sykes, who's a very, very good vet, and his thing is gastric ulcers, and he's very pernickety about making sure that you know whether you're talking about ulcers in the upper region or ulcers in the lower region.